Hey, everybody, this is James.
Marco.
Nabil.
And Mikey.
And this is the Movie Pals Podcast, episode 215. Welcome back. And today we are doing our top films of 2025. Let's jump right into it. So, our top films of 2025, if this is your first time listening to us, we do this annually now, actually. This is probably the 8th or 9th time we've done it, actually. Good God. Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, it's not a new thing.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that's how we end it. There's no new review today, so sorry if you were like, wait, what about Marty Supreme or something? I don't know.
We just lost 5 people.
Yeah. 2025 has passed, and we had some really outstanding films. Every year we go through this in the podcast, so we do hope you enjoy our picks. We go from 10 to 1. We have an honorable mention right before honorable mentions. We normally do 2. This year we're going to do 3. We'll mention it before our number 1 film to kind of keep you in the anticipation mode, so you don't really know what else is coming up, right? So we won't spoil movies. We will try hard not to, unless it really has to be spoiled. When anybody is talking about a movie, if they potentially spoil it, we'll announce it ahead of time, just as a heads up. So, because these are probably movies, I'm assuming, guys, that you would probably obviously recommend to people, right?
Maybe.
Absolutely.
Or not. Don't watch them. You know what? We're doing a movie podcast, and we're not going to have you guys watch any of these. That's our recommendation here.
Negative Nabil again. I've seen the comments on him in the comment section. So. Everyone's like, is Nabil 60? No, he's only a year older than me, actually. Strange. Anyways, let's get on to our list of the top films of 2025. All right, and we're going to start out with number 10. I'm going to go first, actually. My number 10 film is K-pop Demon Hunters.
It's time. The world will know you as pop stars. But you will be much more than that.
Released on June 20th, 2025. This was Netflix exclusive, directed by Maggie Kang and Chris Appelons. I actually didn't see this until November, actually, when I went to go during my birthday, actually. My girlfriend and I were going to watch a different movie, but we decided to finally watch this because I heard a lot of things about it kind of leading up to it. And I absolutely really like this movie. I think the animation is really well done. I think it has a really good story. The music is obviously the highlight of this. You can't escape it right now, honestly.
It's already playing in my head. There's already a couple songs there.
That song Golden just hits.
Even the NFL was playing it, so.
Yeah, they halftime shows. The Critics' Choice. They all won last night. This will probably date our episode a little bit, and I just had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was a great film. It's one of the better Netflix exclusive films I've seen this year, and I think if you haven't seen it, I mean, a lot of people, that's probably a minority at this point, but I highly recommend it. I really enjoyed this one. That's why it's my number 10. And moving on to our next number 10 pick. Go ahead, Mikey. It is your turn.
Well, I didn't say anything for yours because my number 10 pick is K-pop Demon Hunters. So,
oh my God.
They're talking.
We're starting early, I guess. No, and I actually didn't wait too long and see this one that came out June 20th, like James said. I saw it early July, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. I've seen it like probably 50 times. I know that sounds kind of like a stretch, but
wow.
My nieces and nephews, whenever they're here, we just toss it on as like background music kind of, and everybody just like covers around it. They have a sing-along version now. They like to sing along with it. So the story is really relatable. It's a great movie just overall. No,
like, I was a demon as well, and I want people to know that I tried my hardest. I know. I'm joking, but it has a good message.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, like you said, the music it's too good. Like, it's super catchy, fantastic songs. So can't go wrong with this one. Definitely recommend.
Nice number 10 pick as well there, Mikey. All right, Nabil, what is your number 10 pick?
Oh, my number 10 pick is going to be not K-pop Demon Hunters. It is Superman.
Your choices, your actions, that's what makes you. who you are.
So this was released mid-July. We saw it literally the day it released. So directed by James Gunn, of course, and the new Superman is David Cornsweet. You know, I was really looking forward to this film coming out. This is probably the one that I was most looking forward to for this year, and it was better than I expected it to be. I don't think it's the best film, like Superman film ever made, but I think that it was a really good interpretation of the Superman that I grew up with, of the comic books and reading some of the stuff, you know, the action comics that I read as a kid. And this was much more of a better transition of it on the screen than, say, the Zack Snyder one, which was much more darker. So I really enjoyed it. I saw the film three times in the theaters.
Wow.
All for different reasons. Yeah. But each time I enjoyed it, and I liked, you know, Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult in there. I liked the kind of inclusion of some other superheroes in there in a more subtle way, instead of them just kind of be forced on you. They made sense of the plot of the story. It was just a very well crafted superhero film from start to finish, and you know, it made me interested to see where the universe is going to be like going forward. So like the Supergirl film coming in next year. So yeah, it was a good entry, and it was a pleasant surprise when I got to see it.
What I would say for me is that it was a really good start for their new DC universe, I guess, of films.
Yeah.
I think it's heading in the right direction. Obviously, with the news of the Netflix stuff, I hope it stays with that. Who knows at this point?
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Definitely was a highlight. It was nice to see it in like a Superman that's for the people, I guess. Right?
Yeah,
that's how I felt. So
he was the Boy Scout, but it wasn't too cheesy. Like, it was cornball enough, and I like
that James Gunn flair, right? So
right,
yeah,
nice, very nice. Marco, what was your number 10 pick?
My number 10 pick is Warfare. This was directed by Ray Mendoza and Alex Garland and stars Defarraoun Atai, Will Poulter, and Cosmo Jarvis. Released April 11th, 2025, and I actually saw it on April 11th. This movie was pretty incredible in the fact that, I'm not trying to offend anybody right now, but I've never been to war. Never been in a battlefield, but it makes you feel like you're in one. You
Especially
totally
in the
feel
theater experience, right?
Yeah, you completely feel immersed into it. Aside from a subtle lull at the beginning, you're put right into the stuff right away. And I think that immersion and that experience, especially if you see it or saw it with a good sound system in theaters or at home, it really just adds to the experience of the movie. And I think that's really what elevated to add it to my list, was that experience, the content as well, the realism of it. You know, the fact that, you know, it just shows the ugliness of war, and it showcases that these are just people just trying to get through it. You know, they're not there by their choice, and they just got to survive. Really, scene that really, you know, sold it to me. I'm not going to say when it takes place, but the area is just completely clear, and you see people come out of the rubble and stuff, and it just kind of just shows you that it's just people defending their home. You know, like, what American patriot wouldn't want to defend their home? You know, and it's just kind of shows these are all just humans. That's it. And I think that's really what I enjoyed about the movie the most, is it showed we're all human, man. And for that reason, it made it to my top 10 list.
Yeah. Mikey and I saw that one in IMAX, actually. We went out of our way to find it in like the real IMAX. And there's a scene where there was an explosion where we almost, like, I swear to God, I felt the heat come off the screen, man. Like,
my ears are ringing, guys.
Everyone in that theater was like, oh my God, like, it was intense. From that point forward, it's just nonstop. And I think it's also just a great film to show you just how these soldiers kind of look out for each other and how precise everything has to be for it to work. And I think it shows you, I mean, it's directed by the guy that, you know, he's part of this engagement, Navy SEAL, and it's pretty intense, man. So,
yeah. Yeah, I like how it doesn't hold back. Like, it kind of shows you everything, and you're just along for the ride, and it kind of puts you right into the world. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot.
But I think at the same time, one of the things that like really stood out for me for that film was that it showed the soldiers how young they really were. Like, this was foreign to them. Like, they've been in the war zone, obviously, but a lot of them were really just kids and going through a lot, trying to navigate the situation while trying to toughen up. Like it portrayed it so well on screen. It's not easy to capture. Sometimes it's easy to kind of just write them off as like they're hardened, soldiers that are able to move along. But it kind of, like you were saying earlier, Marco, it really grounded. It showed a sense of realism to not just the sense of war around them, but also who the soldiers were, and that, like you said, they're human, they're people, and what they could be going through in that situation. So yeah, it is a great and unique film.
Great cast too. Really good cast. All right, we're going to move on to our number 9 picks now, starting with you, Mikey.
All right, my number 9 pick is The Naked Gun.
Impressive.
Hey, guys, don't.
I tell you, this place is falling apart.
This is directed by Akiva Schaffer, has Liam Neeson, Pamela Anderson, Paul Walter Hauser. Came out on August 1st, and we saw it. Me, James, and his brother John, friend of the podcast here. We saw it opening night, so technically the night before, I guess. But I just feel this is what we needed right now. It's a legacy sequel that just kind of hit every tone the proper way. It did it right without kind of doing too much. And I was nonstop laughing this whole time. I've seen it, I've seen it twice now. And when I went back, I heard jokes that I didn't hear the first time I went. So it's like, it's just going to hit you every single time. And it's just, I hope this kind of revives the whole parody style movies, and it kind of revives some other stuff here. I know there's a couple that kind of slated for this next year or so, but it's just a nonstop fun film that if you like the old ones, you'll love this one too. It's just a fantastic movie overall.
No, fun movie, man. That's Snowman. That's Snowman too.
Snowman.
I tried to get it done before today. I started it last night, and I was chuckling pretty hard. I got to the business meeting scene. You guys know which one.
Oh,
towards
yeah.
the beginning, and it.
Good movie, dude. That movie is. I think that worked really well as a theater experience too, though.
Yeah,
because our whole theater was like cracking up, and I think it definitely was one of those, like, it's good to watch that one with a group, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So yeah, as a fan of the original Naked Gun movies too, I thought they did a really good job of keeping up with kind of how they did jokes like that too, with the parodies.
Yeah, it's updated enough, but it does pay homage to the originals for sure.
Yeah. And Liam Neeson was the perfect casting for the lead role, just to be able to, because he's so good at playing straight, because he is a serious actor, but it's in this scene just doing the same thing like Leslie Nielsen would do, which is just playing it as a straight man and not for the comedy bits, but just as if it was all really happening around him. And Liam Neeson did perfect in that same role.
All right, Nabil, speaking of, what is your number 9 pick?
My number 9 pick is F1 the movie. So came out in June 2025. Saw it the same day it got released. Directed by Joseph Kosinski, and of course stars actor Brad Pitt. This was just I like race car films. To be honest, I really look forward to seeing a good racing movie. And a lot of times they disappoint because the racing aspect of it isn't really the focus. They focus on things around it and the characters, and then you get a little bit of the racing, but it isn't you don't get the same feel of watching a race. And in this film, you feel like you're in the car, you're with the crew, you're seeing everything from every bit, like from the final part of the big finale to just little scrimmages that he has from the beginning. Like, it all is very involved. Like, you are in it, and the story is whatever, it's a kind of a hero film, if anything, for Brad Pitt being the savior of this pit crew. But the way they show it, and how I think we all saw this in a big format screen, and so like the visuals, the sound, everything just worked so well for me. I just had a great time. It's not like by any means, again, like the best film ever made or anything like that, but just watching it made me feel like I was in an F1 car, and I wanted to continue on and see where else this kind of goes. I hope they do make more of these, because it was just so well shot and the action was just awesome. And made by the same people that made Top Gun Maverick, so it gives you those same kind of feels. Like I was in a jet plane for some example. So
yeah,
it was a good time.
Yeah, Joseph Kosinski's, the way he shot it is just amazing.
Yeah.
I really like this one too. Just the story, like you said. It's just like that. Oh, guy down. He was a has-been, and he's got to come back, right? But dude, it worked for me though.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that movie too. So
It's a great choice, Nabil.
Marco, what is your number 9?
My number 9 pick is Wake Up Dead Man.
You're the only one on stage with the Monsignor at the time of his killing. You're the only one at that church who hated his guts.
The spirit really moved him today, huh?
So tell me, what the hell happened?
Nice movie.
It's directed by Ryan Johnson and starring Daniel Craig, Josh O'Connor, Glenn Close. Released November 26, 2025. And I actually saw it November 25th with a couple of the boys here. But the third installment in the Glass Onion series, it just hits really well. Another great murder mystery whodunit. I think that Ryan Johnson does a great job at just continuing these types of stories. I mean, they're all loosely connected and kind of self-contained, but I like the way he went about this one. It's a little bit different as it's told in, pretty much by different I guess non-linearly pretty much, and I really enjoyed that about this one. And the acting in this one also really great. Daniel Craig does great. Josh O'Connor slowly becoming, one of my favorite actors. Did really good, hit it out of the park. And the mystery really left you kind of guessing. At first, it seemed a little too simple, but everything was just kind of hidden in the details. And Ryan Johnson, again, just delivered a great experience. So for that reason, it made my list.
It is the Knives Out trilogy, by the way, not the Glass Onion.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
if you're looking it up on Netflix, that's just Glass Onion is the second film.
That is correct.
Great movie, man. I liked he always is so great with his cast in these ones too, man. All three of them have really diverse casts, all of them pretty unique, not the same as the one before. Obviously, Benoit Blanc is the one that kind of connects it all, and I think he does a really good job. Daniel Craig in this role, he just kind of eats it up with that kind of foghorn leghorn kind of feel to him, but great movie, man. And this one had me guessing too, because even I was like, I don't know what's going on. So,
dude, right when you think you had it, you're just like, oh wait, no.
Yeah, I mean, I think because we were all in there together, like we were like guessing as the movie goes on. I think we changed our guess like 6 times during the movie, so it did a good job keeping you on your toes and keeping things going.
Mikey was gripping my arm hard. So he said, "Who did it?" I said, "I don't know, Mikey. We'll find out.
Just tell me."
All right, and my number 9 pick was The Long Walk. This released on September 12th, 2025. Directed by Francis Lawrence, stars Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson. And we saw this when it released. As you know, we did a review on it. Unexpectedly, this is one of those movies I didn't think a lot about coming in because I thought the trailers were just kind of okay, but very touching story, Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I think what it works is the relationship between the two leads. It's just really believable. The way that all the guys like joke around but still are there for each other throughout this pretty horrific event. It was very touching. It was one of those movies that really surprised me, but it's kind of a horror in a way. I don't know, in like an apocalyptic kind of way, but I thought it was great, man. So that's why it's on my number 9.
Awesome choice, man.
It was interesting to see where that film was going to go because like you said, James, in the trailer, it didn't seem too interesting. And as you started out, it's very gruesome, but you're looking at it like this is only going to end one way. How am I going to keep interested? But it actually does a good job of you actually caring for the characters and where they're going to end up, even though you kind of know where everybody's fate's going to be.
Yeah.
And then how it actually ends, we talked about it in our review, but I think how it actually ends was also like a unique kind of change up on what you were probably expecting and what actually ended up happening. So it was a very different story than what was being advertised, and I enjoyed that aspect of it. So yeah, it's a good pick.
It's a unique way at the dystopian type of film where it's just like it's not like a battle for survival. It's just pretty much like surviving this long trek, which would sound kind of boring, really. But as you're watching it, there really were some tense moments in it.
Yeah, and I just think that the horror genre in general is just taking like a kind of a turn. They're blending genres now a little bit more, and you have movies like this that technically still a horror movie, but I think this one's pretty wide open. A lot of people are going to enjoy this movie, not just horror fans. It's going to be a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. I can see that. Moving on now to our number 8 pick. We're going to start with Nabil this time. Nabil, what is your number 8 pick?
My number 8 pick is K-pop Demon Hunters. And we've
it is on your list.
It's on my list.
He's like, I liked it more. Yeah.
Honestly, we talked about quite a bit of this, but the reason why it's even as high as it is on my list is because I did get to see it in theaters as well, and I got to see it with my niece.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It was a couple months after it came out on Netflix or whatever when they finally decided, hey, let's release this. But my niece had such a great time, and I enjoyed it so much because she was enjoying it, and it got me more into just like seeing how much like this theater was. There was kids dancing in the theater in the front. There were like people singing along with it because obviously it's already been out a couple months at the time on Netflix, so people had seen it. So it made that experience just so much more better for me that I really appreciated the film for what it was, not just with the music and then animation style, but just how that story kind of changed up at the end. I was actually, one of the biggest critiques I was going to have with it was that, it's just playing the song that they were going to sing, that I think it was Golden, at the end, and then we're like, well, we already know what the big key song is, but it wasn't that. It changed the song, and I was surprised. Yeah, it was a different song, and it seemed like it was building up to just doing the kind of old trope of like, here, now it was a really interesting ending, and I appreciated that. And again, I think the theater experience is really what enhanced it for me. So yeah, it's a really good film.
Was it?
I got 3 of my friends, and we did the Soldier Boy dance when it came on. Yeah,
the Soldier Boy. Yeah,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, we were dancing.
Mikey. Yeah.
We had up on stage.
Mikey's like, where did I get these washboard abs from? This is weird. Okay,
just no shoes, barefoot.
Yeah. Oops. Nice pick, man. Marco, what was your number 8?
My number 8 is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
CIA Black Vault break-in.
Am I reading this correctly? The Kremlin bombing?
In fairness, the bomb was actually meant to kill him.
He gassed a security briefing.
That
Directed
was
by
just 2
Christopher
months
McQuarrie,
ago.
starring Tom Cruise, what do you know, Haley Atwell, and Esai Morales, and released May 23rd, 2025. I saw it on May 22nd, actually.
Oh.
So this movie, again, bookends what's probably the last Mission Impossible movie thus far. We don't know, but
he's starring Tom Cruise.
I mean, I know we had the critiques when we reviewed it, but all those aside, man, I think it really just landed the ending very well. I think it really does a good job of just bringing the whole franchise, or at least up to this point, to its final chapter. It didn't hold back. The action set pieces, we already talked about it, were just epic in scale. They looked amazing in IMAX. Tom Cruise, again, just defying all odds and doing these amazing stunts. Obviously, it's not a perfect movie, but I think the overall experience and the fact that we had done, the marathon, leading up to this, I think just added to that, and just really enjoyed the whole experience. It's one of the good blockbusters that came out this year, in my opinion. So that's why it's on my list.
Yeah, that sub scene, man. So crazy.
Yeah. So well
so
done.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Even rewatching that at home, I rewatched it again with my parents because they didn't catch with us in theaters. And that was such a good movie, man. It's just edge of your seat. You're just like, what's going to happen? I don't want everyone to get hurt,
You never know.
Yeah, guy. I was just like, man, stop hurting everyone. Great movie,
Esai Morales screaming Richie at the end. It's great.
Yeah, I was like, Marco's uncle was in it. He had to throw it in. So, no, I think it's one of those movies too. It's like, man, I hope it's just the budget of it obviously went over because of COVID and everything like that, and it's just like it's good. I feel like we're not going to get as many of those kind of, or even people like Tom Cruise anymore, So I hope he just keeps going at it. So my number 8 film is Train Dreams.
I didn't think you'd be on this soon.
Well, I just couldn't stop walking until I got here.
What are you thinking about?
I was thinking that we ought to get married.
This is rough work, gentlemen. Not just on the body. We just cut down trees that have been here for 500 years. Upsets a man's soul whether you recognize it or not.
This was released November 7th, 2025 on Netflix, directed by Clint Bentley, starring Joel Edgerton. I just saw this last week, actually. That's how profound this movie was. I had heard about it. I wasn't even going to watch it. And then Mikey was like, oh, it's on my list to see for remaining 2025 films. And I was like, might as well. I'll check it out. It's only like an hour and a half. And I thought this movie was one of the most beautiful films I've seen all year. I thought that, you know, it's a really plain movie. It's about a guy, basically his life from the early 1900s up to the 60s, and just kind of how life goes by and his view on life and some really tragic things that happens with him. It goes through like love and loss and kind of almost regret in a way, but also how you can reconnect at certain times of life. I thought it was a beautiful message. At the end, I teared up a little bit, so I won't lie. If you haven't seen it, it's one of the smaller films that has come out, but I absolutely connected with it. I really highly recommend this one. That's why it is my number 8 film.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I haven't watched it yet because I'm trying to watch it with my parents, but if they don't jump on it soon, I'm probably going to watch it without them. So we'll see what happens. Heard good things though.
Yeah, I saw it pop up on one of your reviews and was interested. So
Yeah.
right on.
The fact that you said it was a beautiful film makes me want to see it, because you don't usually say that about movies. So it's got to be
Beautifully
something
shot.
Yeah,
Beautifully. It was shot in like the Washington State, and
yeah,
it's fantastic, man. It's one of those movies. It's a slower burn, but if you give it the time it needs, and stay off your phone, actually just take in the messages it's trying to give you.
Sure.
I think a lot of you guys will really enjoy it, honestly. Plus, Joel Edgerton's really good, man.
Oh yeah,
for a guy that doesn't really talk much in the movie either. So, but yeah, that's my number 8 film. Mikey, what is your number 8 film?
My number 8 film is Superman. So Nabil already kind of covered this here. Came out July 11th. We actually saw an Amazon Prime early access screening. We saw it on July 8th.
Oh yeah,
yeah, man, I echo a lot of what Nabil said. I just think this movie kind of not only handled Superman really well and how he's almost more human than some of the humans in the movie or in the world, right? But it did a lot of like world building as well, which made me kind of like the movie a lot more. He already kind of mentioned there's a lot of other like kind of superheroes around and they kind of fit inside the story as well. But Mr. Terrific specifically was super cool. And I just like how everything just kind of fit together. Everything worked. It's a little different take on everything, but it just made me happy that we're back in this level of DC movies. So I just hope everything else is kind of the same thing. So number 8
for now. Yeah.
Yes, who knows, right? Who knows? Yeah.
God, I love always being iffy on where things are going to go for the next 5-10 years, right? Oh, that's great. But no, yeah, once again, great movie, man.
Yeah.
Colorful too, by the way. Let's move on to our number 7 pick. Marco, what is your number 7 pick? Start with you.
My number 7 pick is Weapons, directed by Zach Kreger, starring Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, and Alden Ehrenreich. Released August 8th, 2025. I actually saw it on New Year's Day at night, actually.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I saw this on the shared Vudu that we have because I saw it was on there and I was like, oh snap! I really want to watch this.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You're like, oh, thanks
you,
for that $25 purchase, James. Goddamn. Let me go click on that.
Might as well put some miles on that thing. So I did, and man, I was intrigued the whole time. It's a very interesting plot with the whole mystery of an entire classroom of kids disappearing and an entire town not knowing what's going on. The fact that it's narrated by a child also makes it really interesting. You know how I am with child actors. This movie pulled it off. I'm just gonna say that pulled it off pretty well.
They do good.
But just the bits of the whole mystery behind the disappearance just unraveling little by little. Julia Gardner and Josh Brolin like slowly finding out like what the hell's really going on just added to the whole suspense. It did it all non-chronological as well too. You see the events happen from the point of view of different characters, and it all converges to the big discovery. And I think it handled that very well. You know, it's another one of those movies, like Mikey said, like a horror movie that kind of, you know, bends genres a little bit, because it's not fully scary. There are some, you know, moments that freak you out, but at the same time, like the whole story and mystery gets, you know, carried out as well evenly along with the scares and with the horror aspects of it. And for that reason, it made my top 10 list.
Solid movie, man. I really like him after Barbarian, and then this now. It's kind of like, ooh, he's got some solid hits, man. I think I preferred Barbarian just a bit more, the weapons, but there's no doubt that mystery of like what's going on had me guessing like the entire time until it finally clicks, like what's going on, and it's like really creepy.
The big wide open eyes while running, that didn't get you. Let me tell you, that got me.
Yeah.
I thought once again, James.
Really good theater experience on that one too. Mikey and I saw that on release night, actually.
Yep.
A lot of tension in that film. A lot of good tension. You don't know where things are going in this, but it makes you feel like, you know, you anything could happen at any minute, and you're kind of at the edge of your seat the whole time.
Definitely. It's actually me now for number 7 pick. My number 7 film was Sinners. It's released in April 18th, 2025, directed by Ryan Coogler, stars Michael B. Jordan. Really fun experience seeing this one in theaters. Me, Marco, and Mikey got to actually see this in the special perforated millimeter. I forgot, 170 millimeter IMAX, something like that. It's only in a few spots. We actually got to see it that way. It was amazing. I think one of the best looking films I've seen all year. I like the story of it all too. I thought Michael B. Jordan was awesome in it. Haley Steinfeld was really good. All the cast. It was a really good story. You know, I won't spoil. I mean, you probably already have seen it, but it's a good horror film overall. It has a good message to it all, and I thought it was just beautifully done. Ryan Coogler really nailed it out of the park with this one. So that is my number 7 pick.
Really, really solid choice, dude. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah. So.
No, yeah, it's a great film.
I think what's so awesome about the pick too is that this is one of those films that nobody expected to do well. Like, yeah, Ryan Coogler was in there, but it was like nobody knows what this property is. You got Michael B. Jordan, like you're definitely going on by name, but it's also like a period piece. So It's like, what are you expecting out of this movie? And the way the twist kind of comes into midway through the film, which I think they kind of spawned to theaters, if I'm not mistaken.
One of the trailers I remember shows off a little too much, and it's like, well, that's what it's about. Because leading up to it, it was like a mystery of like, I don't really know what it is. It's obviously something, but yeah, you feel like it's kind of a gangster film, right? At least that's before I think one of the trailers does ruin it. But to that point, like even when the twist happens, you're even more invested into it because you're like, what the hell's going on? Like what comes out? It feels like it's coming out of nowhere, and it plays so well. So yeah, this is just definitely a film that you feel is a unique one again, but also something where you trust the director, you trust the actors to give you something unique, and that's something you can just enjoy without having to feel like you need to have history with it. Definitely. Mikey, what is your number 7 pick?
My number 7 is Frankenstein.
My maker told his tale. And I will tell you mine.
This one was done by Guillermo del Toro. Has Oscar Isaac, Jacob Elordi. It had a limited release because it's a Netflix film, so limited release in theaters. It came out on October 17th. It streamed on November 7th, and I saw it in the theaters. I think just me and James were there for this one on October 23rd.
It was me.
So, yeah. So we checked this one out in theaters, and I think the theater experience was great for this one because the look and the feel of this movie is outstanding. I don't know how Guillermo del Toro does it. They feel like they just built this mansion like from scratch and like filmed in it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It looks real. It looks like it's crazy. And then there's some really good shots outside, some nice cinematography is done there. And the story he pieced together, I know it's based on some other work that other people have used, but I feel like he pieced it together really well. He made you feel for a monster, really. He made him feel pretty human and had feelings and such. And I just think the performances all around were top notch, and this is a great one. And it's on Netflix. Everybody pretty much has a Netflix account that they can access. Watch it. It's great.
Yeah, great movie. He has that Guillermo del Toro flair to it, like that gothic feel to it too. And I think Jacob Elordi is great as Frankenstein, and that story of him and Oscar Isaac going back and forth, and then you get that different perspective halfway through. It's awesome. This movie's great.
We talked a lot about it already, but it's such a great film. It's one of those movies where I didn't expect it to be good. I had to go to some sketchy theater that I'd never heard of before to watch it in the theater. Wasn't sure what was going to happen to me, but
kept checking your wallet. You're like, okay, it's still there.
Bill kept checking his pockets.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I
but
I like to get up and
definitely
stretch.
worth it. Yeah.
The Bill,
Nice.
you wearing a Kevlar vest? The hell? Sorry.
I mean, it was that kind of area. Yes.
Nice pick, Mikey.
Right on, Mikey.
Nabil, what was your number 7 pick?
My number 7 pick is a pick that I don't think anybody else has on their list, which is A House of Dynamite.
Hello. Aren't you glad you let your fingers do the walking? Because you got kids and dynamite?
This was released at the end of October.
I will say that it is on my list to watch. I did not get to this movie.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think anybody's gotten to it. I saw this on Netflix at the end of November 28th. It did release in theaters for like a couple weeks in early October. Very limited release. So this is directed by Catherine Bigelow, stars Idris Elba, Rebecca Ferguson, Anthony Ramos. It's basically a story about, just to give a little overview, that there's a missile launch that happens and people are trying to figure out how to stop the missile launch from hitting the U.S. That's the general premise. The reason why this is even on my list is because, and I'm going to probably get made fun of this, but I literally started crying after the first act. I was like saddened, and it was very surprising, the impact, because it was like how quick everything was happening in this film, where it was like the shot of this missile to what events were happening and what couldn't be done. And the way they were just portraying it made me just really think about how quickly life can change in a few, like 15 minutes, essentially. And I just hadn't thought about that. And I don't know, for some reason, it really hit me emotionally. And it is a very impactful film to me. It made me think about things that I worry about, from a political standpoint in the world, of how things that people that make a decision on, we don't have control over, and we have to suffer with the consequences sometimes. And this was just that kind of film where it shows you what those consequences are, and there's really just nothing we can do about it. And man, it hit really close to home for me. So I think it was well done. Catherine Bigelow is a great director anyways, and this is just one of those films where it's shot well, it's acted well. There's not a lot shown to you. It's a lot of dialogue, but at the same time, you feel so invested in what's going to happen next. And the story is kind of 3 versions of the same thing from different perspectives. So it's 3 acts that they kind of woven together. But man, it was a film that really hit hard, and I thought was something that just stood out so much for me that I still think about now. And as I see things that are going on in the world right now, it makes me think about
I'll watch it, Nabil. I'll watch it. It's on my list. I mean,
I'm also a political junkie, so this is kind of really speaking to me.
No, I've heard
way,
my sister and her boyfriend saw it, and they told me it was good. And honestly, it's been on my list, but it was just like I ran out of time, guys. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. We got Mark out here watching Weapons and Naked Gun and all these fun ones, and I'm like, I gotta watch this political drama still. Like I think only Mikey's seen my list of movies that I need to watch still, and a lot of them are kind of like, well, when you get to them, you get to them, So
I do have to say, just to kind of add to what Nabil said, is I feel like for me at least, it was really like eye-opening, like how much communication has to go on and how little information people have to make decisions on.
Yeah.
And it was like astounding to me. I don't know how real that is, compared to like, what they're really doing and how much information they really have. But in this movie, it really made me like realize like, oh, they're literally making like life decisions for whole countries on like bare minimum information. And it was pretty eye-opening as far as that part goes. It's really well acted as well, like you said. So it was a pretty good movie. I think the ending's a little rough, but beyond that, it's a pretty good movie. I liked it as well.
Nice pick, Nabil. Let's move on now to our number 6 picks. starting with me again. My number 6 pick is actually House of Dynamite. No, my number I lied. I saw it, bitch. No, my number 6 pick is Frankenstein. Just like Mikey, I just everything I said about just what you said, Mikey. I absolutely like this movie a lot. I thought it was great. We talked about during the review. I think Guillermo del Toro lately has just been one of my favorite directors. Man, just kind of knocking out of the park with these kind of movies. And I think, especially with the way that the acting was in this movie, it really worked. That dynamic is really helped me a lot get through this movie. I thought it was really sad at times too. It's a very touching movie, especially that ending scene. I think that was we talked about in the review. I think that's a perfect ending to that movie of what he does and how he embraces it. So overall, a great movie. And like Mikey said, if you got Netflix and you haven't seen this, there's no excuse. Do watch this movie. This movie's fantastic. So
I'm guilty. I haven't seen it. I will.
Oh dear God. Yeah, that should be on your list. That should be on your short list.
It really
see that this week. Yeah, Frankenstein, fantastic one. And like I said, I as I talked about too, I'm a big fan of the Kenneth Branagh one from '94. But this one is this is like the version to see if you want to see a Frankenstein film. So
nice.
Mikey, what was your number 6 pick?
My number 6 pick is F1 the movie. And we already kind of talked about this one a little bit today, but I kind of echo what was already said. It's just some of the best racing footage you will ever see in a movie, and it's done in a way where you just appreciate it. Sound design was great. There's enough story there to keep you kind of going. But the racing is really what you're going to see, and you're going to love it. I mean, the fact that Brad Pitt actually got in a race car on a real track and they recorded after actual F1 races is kind of astounding to me. And it just shows that if you record something that way, it's going to have a good result. And I enjoyed it thoroughly. I've seen it multiple times.
Nabil, what was your number 6 pick?
My number 6 pick was one already mentioned, Warfare. And we already talked quite a bit about this film. I will just add that it really was the realism that spoke to me in this film. It felt so grounded, and you felt really a part of flying the wall of seeing what this squad is doing to try to get through. So I just really enjoyed that aspect of it. Very well shot. As you guys mentioned, the sound design, the sound was intense, and you felt it's like, as James said, you could feel the heat from the grenade. You could feel those bullets passing by you as well. It was intense. I think that theater experience is everything for this film. I'm sure it's great at home too, but the theater experience probably is what really sells this movie to really kind of feel invested into it more so than anything else. Unless you've got an amazing home theater system at home. So yeah, just a great film overall.
Nice, great. Yeah, like we talked about, great pick.
Good stuff, Nabil.
And Marco, what's your number 6 pick?
My number 6 pick is also Frankenstein. But Marco, you didn't see it. No, I'm just kidding.
What, motherfucker?
I saw the trailer and it sold me, guys. So no, my number 6 pick is Tron Ares.
Well, folks, we're not going there. They are coming here. I would like you to meet Ares, the ultimate soldier. He's biblically strong, lightning fast, supremely intelligent. And if he is struck down on the battlefield, I will simply make you another.
Oh.
Directed by Joachim Ronning. Released October 10th, 2025. I saw it October 9th with the boys. And I know this movie is a bit divisive. I know some people like it, some people don't. I really enjoyed it, man. I really like the style of it, the look of it. I think it did a good job at, like we said during our review, at moving things forward from the previous installment, even though it didn't really talk a lot about what happened in the second movie, more a sequel to the first. But it's themes too about, AI and how it actually could be used for good things, how technology can be used for good. Everybody always likes to point out in movies like technology is going to destroy everything. Well, yeah, if you put it in the wrong hands of people, greedy, selfish, people that just don't care about stuff in the world. But it also showed the flip side of how things could be used for good, for the goodness of humanity, and I like that it showed that there is a fight for that. And it was, represented in a sci-fi movie. Yeah, it was, maybe not perfect, but still like those outer elements were still there. And I did like the performances. Some people didn't like Greta Lee's performance. I enjoyed hers. I think Jared Leto did a good job as Ares. Jodie Turner-Smith, I just would have wanted more of her, like I mentioned in the review. But overall, man, I think about it, and that movie still sticks out for me, which is why it's on my list.
I enjoyed it too, man. I know a lot of people, just decides. I think the issue with it was that it was made more for just the fans of the existing movies already. For a movie that was trying to almost be a reboot, I think they should have maybe leaned in a little bit more into that. But I mean, I ordered the 4K Steelbook. It's coming tomorrow. So it's one of those things like I love the look of that film too, man. That the red and black against everything. It's just, it looks great too, man. And the soundtrack, as much as I think it's a step down slightly from the Daft Punk one, but Nine Inch Nails killed it still. So,
I mean, you can't get better than the Daft Punk one, though. So, I mean, that's like a hard comparison, right?
Yeah,
so they're not coming back, Mikey. Okay.
I thought I thought this was just a long music video.
Sorry, what?
No, I'm just playing. No, it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it.
You're like, I don't know.
Mikey,
I was just dancing the whole time. I was dancing.
No shoes again. No socks.
Yeah. Good pick, though. Unexpected. So let's get to our number 5 picks. Mikey, start us off. What's your number 5 pick?
My number 5 pick is Bring Her Back.
How did you cope with Kathy being gone?
I didn't. This is their new sister and brother, Oliver. Oliver lost his family just like you guys.
Ooh.
So this is done by Danny and Michael Filippo, I think is how you say the last name here. Some Australian guys. And it has Sally Hawkins and some kids I've never seen before here, but they did a great job here. That's Billy Barrett and Misha Haywood. This came out on May 30th, and we actually saw it as a Regal Mystery movie on May 19th. So we saw it a little bit early. Yeah, and I'm a big fan of these two guys' work. Like, I love Talk to Me. It made my list that year. It came out too, a couple years back in 2022. Yeah. And this one hits me even harder than that one did. This one's, it's really sad, so that you really can't watch it like all the time or anything like that. But I've seen it a couple times, and it's good every single time. It blends the horror and emotion of what Sally Hawkins' character is doing. And it's just a really well balance of those two aspects of things. The horror goes pretty hard on some of the scenes. It gets kind of gruesome, some body horror stuff is going on. So that's kind of weird. But just the storyline, the emotion that Sally Hawkins brings to this here, and all the other cast as well, they all do great performances here. It just really sticks with me. I don't know why. There was something about this movie. I saw it. I liked it right away. I watched it again, and it just sticks with me every single time. I can just think back to this movie. I enjoy it every single time I watch it. So I've seen it a few times, and it's just worth it. I definitely recommend it.
You definitely liked it more than me. I remember even leaving the theater, and I still think Talk to Me is a better movie between the two. I think it's more or less because this one is really disturbing, and it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, especially by the end of it all. I didn't like the outcome of what happens, but there's no denying though that this movie it's a solid movie still, man. It's one of those kind of you think it's going somewhere at certain points, and then it takes a turn so sharp sometimes that it's like, oh my God, almost to the point. So, but overall, it's still super well acted though, and the story is it's nuts, man. These guys were supposed to do the Street Fighter movie too, so
that would have been interesting.
Not anymore because they backed out of it. But I heard from what I've heard, a lot of their ideas still made it to the new one, but. Overall, anything these guys make, I will gladly watch going forward because they started as YouTubers as well. But now, I mean, it proves to them they've had 2 big movies out now. So,
yeah,
good pick.
I will definitely watch everything that they bring out.
You made me curious, Mikey. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Mikey said, "Bring me back. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Again, no shoes, no socks. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'll cut it out. There's a point where this kid's just eating a knife, and Mikey said, "Do it, fucking do it." All right, Nabil, what's your number 5
movie?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm telling you right now, if you're squeamish, don't watch that movie because that movie, there's some shit. Even I was like this. I was like, fuck.
I saw one trailer with the knife thing, and I was like, Man, I don't know if, unless we're reviewing this, it's like I don't know if I'm just gonna watch this on my own.
I saw the behind the scenes of how they did some of the stuff. I was like, oh, okay, it's just okay, cool. I was like, fuck, dude. So
Nabil's just sweating, like looking at the text, hoping that's not the one. He's like, please.
Yeah. Nabil, what about you? What's your number 5 pick?
My number 5 pick is One Battle After Another. Released on September 26th of this last year. I saw it the same day it came out. Paul Thomas Anderson is director, and it's got a bunch of stars: Leo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro. Whole fun cast of people. It was just a fun and different film. It was, again, more of a political topic, but told in a way where the protagonist was, I don't want to call him an imbecile, but he's definitely like, he isn't the brightest anymore. Maybe he was at one point, but at age caught up to him. It was a very interesting story of like Leo's character trying to find his daughter, but also I think what really sold this film to me was, surprisingly enough, Sean Penn. He was a great villain. So as I told James, a little too good at that role, but nevertheless, he really sold his character. Yeah, not acting. He played that role well, and also kind of sold some of the absurdity of some of the things that he was doing and why he was doing the things he was doing. But overall, we talked about this film. I don't want to like go into depth review. You can listen to a review on it. But as a whole, I just think it was a fun movie and different, and also something that is topical to today, surprisingly enough. So it's a great movie.
Yeah, I thought shot beautifully. I'm a big fan of Paul Thomas Anderson. You know, Licorice Pizza.
PTA.
So, you know, I had a lot of fun when watching that movie as well. That's all I'll say. So.
You know, Nabil, I kind of lightened up on this movie a little bit because I know I was super brutal in my initial review and caught parts of it the other day and was like, I see James thinks I don't listen to him. I did listen to what he said about, you know, just look at this you know, the primary story and
father-daughter
like, the
dynamic,
actors yeah, and that part did sell me on it. So did the performances. So I lightened up a little bit on it. You know, it's still not up there for me, but
and
I think it's
Benicio
something.
del Toro's character reminds me of Marco a little bit. Just the way I was like, me and Marco have done a few things like this.
Yeah. Just drinking in the car.
Just a couple beers. Just a couple beers.
I've called James Sensei a couple times, you know. So
you only got fucking nunchucks in your man.
I would rewatch it. I'll put it that way.
Good theater movie too, by the way.
It was. That was a good experience. I actually had people chuckling in the film too with some of the. I mean, they showed in the trailer, but like Leonardo DiCaprio just jumps off of a building, but then doesn't make the jump and falls.
Freaking skateboarders on the roof.
Hilarious.
It's okay, man.
Yeah. Marco, what was your number 5 pick?
My number 5 pick was F1, the movie. Not a lot more that I can say about this movie than what's already been said. It's just an incredible experience. My only regret is that I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it back in November when it was already on Apple TV. And I got to say, I got a really good soundbar, so that helped. I got to say, man, what these guys said is correct, man. It really immerses you into the race. I know the movie mentioned this, that some guy watches episodes of Drive to Survive, and I've seen like 3 seasons of it. And I got to say that really helped enjoy the experience. I recognize a lot of the drivers and some of the team principals. So that made it even more exciting for me. Saw this movie 3 times. Saw it, once just out of curiosity. Another time I saw it with Zan, my son, and then my mom. She's a big Brad Pitt fan, so I was like, you got to watch F1. She really enjoyed it. So I think all that just elevated it in that experience, and it's a solid summer blockbuster. And for that reason, made my list.
Yeah. I really like the way Apple did that, by the way. It was released back in June, and then they didn't release until like November. I think that's the proper way to release.
Yeah. Give it the time to breathe.
Yeah. So it's not like, it comes out a month. Like, no, it's coming out like 5 months later. So.
And
then it's like a nice surprise too. It's like, oh, boom, there it is.
Well, I was going to say, compared to Netflix too, Apple's made sure that you know that film's on Apple TV because it is everywhere all the time. Every time you go on that app, like since it's been out there, it's just like, hey, just so you know, we have a movie. You should watch it. please watch it again. Watch as many times as you can.
My number 5 film is Marty Supreme.
I have a purpose.
Okay.
Let me ask you something. Do you make money at this little table tennis thing?
Not yet.
Do you have a job?
No.
Backhand! Backhand! Forehand!
How do you live?
Well, I live with the confidence if I believe in myself, the money will follow.
It's released on Christmas, actually. Directed by Josh Safdie and stars Timothy Chalamet and Odessa Azion. I thought this movie was fantastic. Saw this one with Mikey. And the Safdie brothers are no longer making movies together as of right now. And it kind of, between the two, the other one made The Smashing Machine. And I was like, oh, so this is the director that makes me feel like I'm about to have a heart attack. After, Uncut Gems, I'm like, this is like the same style of nonstop. Something is always happening. I thought it was a great movie about a guy that is trying his best in life, and it is just like every turn something goes wrong. Like it never goes as planned. It is like it's like 2.5 hours long, I think, too. But I thought the pacing was amazing. This movie, I didn't like Uncut Gems, but this movie, it maybe because Timothy Chalamet is just like really likable. I thought his performance was great. I can't see anyone else winning Best Actor at this point, honestly. Odessa Azion, I thought was great too. Gwyneth Paltrow's in it. I thought she was great. It's just so unexpected, like how the performances are in this movie. It's about ping pong, honestly, but not really. It's really about like a guy just kind of figuring out that he is worth more than he thinks he's like the greatest, but he gets humbled, and it shows that throughout the film that he has to kind of realize that there's a bigger picture to life than what he thinks is his ultimate goal. And I really, really like that. I really could connect to that story, and great movie overall.
James picked up on some ping pong himself. He's wearing shorts right now. He's ready. So
I actually like ping pong, so I'm decent in it. So
I can tell by the shorts.
Yeah, but yeah, great movie, man. I really, really highly recommend it. So if you haven't seen
one out,
check it out.
I haven't seen the film, but I did. I want to, but I watched. I read an article about the actual person, Marty, from
it's loosely based on someone else's life, but it is an entirely fictionalized story.
It's a fictionalized story for sure.
Yeah.
But just like reading the story of the person, it's kind of loosely based off of. He's a fascinating character in itself. So I can only imagine what creativity he made to put this on the screen and make Marty Supreme. So it's definitely a film on the list.
A lot of random cameos too. You will blow your mind. The people you're there like, what the hell? What's he doing here? So.
Yeah, good pick.
All right, let's move on to our number 4 picks. Nabil, what's your number 4 pick?
My number 4 pick is a Nabil pick. It is Black Bag.
Black Bag.
Right. You asked how it works. To be with someone in this business, this is how. You each know what you know, and you know what you'll do, and you never discuss certain things again.
Came out
you know
March
what, though?
14th.
Great movie.
Yeah. It's a good movie, right? March 14th, saw it on the 23rd, directed by Steven Soderbergh, and has Michael Fassbender and Cate Blanchett as the leads. Man, what a good spy film. It is quiet. It is very subtle. It's very cool looking. Michael Fassbender and Cate Blanchett both look very stylish. Their apartment is one I very much want if I ever lived in London, because it's super just cool. But the whole story is just, you have a lot of beautiful people that are spies in some ways, and there's a mystery amongst everybody and who did what and who's really at risk. The trailer kind of pits Cate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender against each other, and that's part of the story, but it's a whole crew of people that they're kind of looking at. And the way that everything kind of unravels, where you really don't know who you trust. Like, you're following one character, but you're not necessarily sure you can even trust that character. So you're going along with it, not knowing where it's ending. And then how it ends, you kind of see at up until at the very end, you kind of see what's about to happen, but don't really know exactly how it's all going to play out, which is really good, because it seems like, okay, well, we know what's going to happen here. But as it progresses on, it's like, okay, there's a little bit of a twist that Soderbergh was able to fit in over there that, at least for me, kind of threw me off a little bit. So I think it's just a great espionage kind of spy thriller, to be honest, and it was one of the better ones I've seen this year. So, worth a watch too. If you like any kind of spy movie, just for the style, the slickness. If you're not into the silent part of it, like we talk about, Mike James and I a lot about Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. You know,
one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Yeah,
it's not. I've said it. I had a Wikipedia while we were watching it. I said, I don't know what's going on.
You ever had to do that like halfway through a movie? Like, okay, now I get it. And then by the end, I said, I got to go back. I got to go back and reread it again because I don't think I figured out what's going on because the credits are rolling now.
So this is not that. This is a much more straightforward thing, but still dry, but not as dry.
Yeah. I will say it does have moments where if you're not paying attention, there's a lot of mentions of this, like characters, and if you are not paying attention, you will get lost. But dude, great pick, man. Mm-hmm. Honestly, Soderbergh has been is always kind of 50-50 for me because he always does these kind of seems like he does a movie for himself, that he does a movie for his studio, but this is definitely one that I connect to. I think I talked to Mikey about it because he told me it was pretty good. So I went and watched it. I think it's on Peacock. And
yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I really actually enjoyed this movie quite a bit, Nabil. So it's not really Nabil, but I think this is a great movie. He also did Presence earlier this year. So he did 2 movies. And Presence I thought was actually really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cried at the end of that one because it was really sad. I was like, oh my God. So yeah.
There's a lot of dialogue in this one, but it's really clever dialogue. And that's what kind of drawed me in for it.
That Fassbender, dude.
He's always great.
It's that Fassbender. You're like,
he's smooth, man.
He is. I'm not gonna lie. He's good pick, Nabil.
Right on. Might have to check that one out, Nabil.
Marco, what's your number 4 pick?
My number 4 pick is Superman.
Super
duper man. Again, not much more I can say about this movie. We reviewed it. Nabil's talked about it, but a nice return to form for the character of Superman. I think James Gunn hit it out of the park. Really nice blend of dramatic scenes with some lightheartedness and some goofiness that works still in this world that he's building. You know, already mentioned was just the supporting cast is great too. All the new characters in the world building works great. It feels connected, but it doesn't really feel forced as well. Unlike some of, Marvel's latest stuff where it's like, I gotta watch this and that. You don't really got to with this new world that he's building. I mean, I know it's the first movie in the DCU, but still, there's other properties that have been released that are referenced that you don't really have to go out of your way to see, but does help with the experience. But overall, story is great. It's full of heart, man. That's the important part. It's really full of heart. That battle scene at the very end, I think really sold it for me as well too, because it really subverts expectations there, but in a really solid way. And, with Green Lantern just smashing the tanks and everything, giving people, the enemy the middle finger and stuff, I think it really worked. And Hawkgirl has my favorite scene when she drops a dude on the spike. It's like, awesome.
To me, actually, now, my number 4 pick. My number 4 pick is Magazine Dreams.
21-7 switch.
I want to be Mr. Olympia one day. I've been training for this every moment of my entire life.
Like my deltoids, judges always say they're too small. Think they're liars?
Everyone's lying. It is important that you find people that you can make an emotional bond with.
Oh, man.
It's released
Such a good one.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
March 21st, 2025. Directed by Elijah Bynum. This stars Jonathan Majors. I think, obviously, a lot of people did not see this movie because of Jonathan Majors, but if you can look past that, this movie is excellent. This was supposed to have come out 2 years ago. And once again, like Marty Supremo, it's about a guy that is trying to do the best that he could do, but he just can't catch a break. But it's also about most likely mental illness as well as family drama or family trauma, I will say. It is one of those movies where it's almost hard to watch at times, as Mikey could tell you. Me and him saw this one on a whim, by the way. We didn't see it the first week it came out. I think we saw a week or two after, just because I was like, you know what, we should probably check it out. So there are scenes in this movie that I was embarrassed by, if that makes sense. And whenever a movie can get me in that weird feeling of cringe and kind of just watching something play out, I'm like, oh wait, no, this is some really good acting. It's super well acted. It is a really messed up story, though, I will say, about a guy trying to become a bodybuilder, and the things he goes through are like insane, absolutely insane. So very well worth a watch. Very unexpected. Not a movie I could see myself, just like, hey, let me just be depressed for a while. Let me go turn Magazine Dreams on. It is one of those. It's almost like Requiem for a Dream, like almost to the point where it's a rough watch, but for that performance alone, it is worth it. So Magazine Dreams.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought it came out last year, man, and not this year.
Yeah, they kind of buried
it. Was last year. Last year was 2025.
Well, you know what I mean, Mikey.
Damn, Mikey.
Oh my god.
Damn, Mikey just coming hot today.
Drum roll. No, yeah, I thought it was a 2024 film for some reason because I remember you talking about it, and it made me want to watch it.
It was earlier in the year, though. I mean,
it's like March, I think, something like that, right?
Yeah, March. I forgot fucking Wolfman came out last year, for God's sakes. I thought it came out 2 years ago.
Same.
Well, I remember you said the same thing to me, that the film was very, like, it made you cringe. And when you even describing it now, it's me hesitating to want to watch the film because of it. But it's on the list, but it does sound like it's you got to be in the right frame of mind before you watch it.
I think it's very well worth the watch, though. And I bought it, too, so you can watch it on the film.
You did. I did see that. Yeah.
No, it's definitely worth a watch. I mean, it's not one you're going to go back to all the time or even maybe ever again, but the one-time watch is definitely worth it, for sure.
It is stuck with me. Like, I know a lot of the scenes in my head. It's just like, man. So,
and the social awkwardness in a lot of those scenes it's just well done.
I'm telling you right
crazy.
now, if he hadn't got caught up in legal troubles, he would have been nominated for an Oscar for this film. So,
yeah,
that's how sure I am. Mikey, what's your number 4 pick?
My number 4 is Marty Supreme.
Nice.
So James just talked about this one, and I echo everything he said. I did not know what to expect for this movie. I expected going in seeing a kind of a half sportsy movie because it's about ping pong, and that's all I really knew about the movie. I didn't really see too much in the trailer that really kind of made me think anything else, but it's much more than I expected it to be. And actually, ping pong is really, yes, that's the theme of the movie, but it's really pushed to the side. It's more of like a character development movie. And Timothée Chalamet does a fantastic job, like James was saying. Truly an interesting character. He goes through a lot, and I liked the ride he took me with. All the supporting cast was fantastically done as well. So just a good movie overall, and one that I didn't expect to really kind of, even be on my radar for this kind of episode, but definitely worth a watch. Definitely something that surprised me. I'm glad I watched it.
I'm glad you watched it with me too.
Okay, you convinced me. I'm gonna go buy some ping pong shorts.
Great movie, man. Great movie. Like I said too, good theater experience too. All these are good theater experiences. So let's get on to our number 3 picks here, starting with you, Marco.
My number 3 pick is 28 Years Later.
Wait, sit here. Sit. Auntie, what's going on? Jimmy, sit still, keep quiet, and do not move from this spot.
This movie is completely different than what the trailer sold, and I really appreciated that. It's really more, like we said in our review, like a coming of age movie, and the whole ordeal, the experience from start to finish, and what Alfie Williams goes through along with his mom, played by Jodie Comer, I think is just told so beautifully. It's quite the experience. I think it does good at adding more to the lore of this world, as well as, introducing us to some new characters that we can follow along if they decide to continue the series. I know the sequel's coming out, The Bone Collector, but, if they decide to continue it after that, I think it sets up a really good, set of characters that we can hopefully follow. But yeah, man, like the theater experience is great. I think it was scary when it had to be, but also emotional as well. I teared up in a couple scenes in this movie. Like it was just very touching in some aspects in a weird kind of way. I know it's, a horror suspense movie, but hey, it can happen in one of those. And for that reason, it's on my top list.
Good movie, man.
Yeah,
Not to mention there's a villain that's named after me.
Yeah, I was gonna say James is in the movie, and I think
Is he
that
a villain,
also
though?
elevated it.
From the next
Could be.
trailer coming up, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I mean,
Could
yeah.
be.
In
if
real
I was
life.
to take if I was to take a stab in the dark, yeah.
I was wondering why
Uh,
James bleached his hair blonde, but I was like, okay.
I'm always wearing a tracksuit too, man. Nabil got me into those. It's a European thing, you know. So. No, unexpected. I know it didn't do as well as people wanted to do, but I kept thinking this came out earlier too than when it came out in like June, right?
It feels like it.
Didn't it feel? I could have sworn it came out in March last year, so that's why I was like, oh, that first half of the year is a blur, dude. But
Yeah.
good pick, man.
Yeah.
It's me now actually for my number 3 pick. My number 3 pick is F1.
Formula One is a team sport. It always was. Listen, let's get this straight. We all lose our jobs if you can't pull off a miracle.
No pressure. None.
The only question here is, why did Sonny Hayes come back to F1?
I think it's really wonderful that Apex are giving second chances to the elderly.
It's all right. You're just worried I'm quicker than you.
I really
Boom.
liked F1. I saw it twice now. Luckily, I do have a good sound system here, Nabil. so rewatching with my parents here at Dolby Atmos, it was still like ear blowing. You know, like it was insane. My parents, they even really liked it. Just that aspect. I think whenever it's, you know, you don't know who's going to win, you know, and it's just like, you know, the drama of it all, setting it up, the soundtrack with it too works so well. The way it's shot, everything you guys have said about it is great. But I really like this. This is probably one of the best racing films I've seen in quite some time. And with that Apple money on top of that, like we've talked about in the past, whenever Apple makes a movie, like it, you know, they made a movie too, because the money is just bleeding out of their ears for these things. It looks good. Like there's no doubt about it. So
They don't hold
they do a
back.
good job. So I really liked it a lot. So that is my number 3 pick. Mikey, what is your number 3 pick?
My number 3 pick is The Long Walk.
I'm Ray Garrity. You can call me Ray.
Prima Freeze.
Hank Olsen's the name. Walking's my game.
I ain't many that are built like me. I'm the last of my kind.
We did the very first long walk years ago to inspire everyday people.
So we already kind of talked about this one a little earlier, but 90% of this movie is just a group of kids walking. Yet, while that doesn't sound like it's anything, this movie keeps your interest the whole time with dialogue and random events that happen throughout, and just the change you see in these kids' lives and their thoughts and their point of views shift throughout the movie. And it's got I think Nabil said it earlier, just got a really powerful ending. Makes you think, comes out of nowhere, a little different than you expect maybe. But yeah, this one, it just stuck with me a little bit. I didn't expect to like this one, actually. It's just the trailer didn't do really anything for me. It's kind of a slow burn movie, but you know, that's not normally my thing. But yeah, this one just really stuck with me, and I've recommended it to a lot of people, and yeah, they've all liked it as well. So I think this is a really good movie overall.
No, I agree. And the message about friendship too, and the love for your fellow brother, you know, it's really strong in this film. So
really great pick, Mikey.
Nabil, end us out for number 3. What's your number 3 pick?
Film we've already talked about. It is Weapons.
I just want to say how very sorry I am for...
She should be locked up until she tells us what happened.
The truth is that I want an answer just as bad as all of you.
We're talking about 17 kids in one classroom. I want to know what happened in that classroom.
And
okay.
What I'll say about it, this was actually a part of a double feature because I watched TMNT, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film, for our review in theaters, and then immediately watched this film. And let me tell you, they both have a very different tone.
Yeah, a bit. I'm just thinking of the Donatello guy in the mask like this.
Maybe the animatronics do. I don't know.
Right, really got to me there.
Yeah, 30-year difference too, maybe, you know.
No, we've already talked a lot about Weapons, but I will just add that the thing about why it rated so high for me was just that I think I mentioned just the tension. Like I really felt like I didn't know what was going to happen next. I didn't understand what was happening and why. And you really were invested to see what was going to go on next. The start, like Julia Garner too. I know we've said some things about her during the werewolf review, and I think over here she fits much better. Like she's really portrays well as this teacher who's trying to figure out what happened, and I feel that it's much more like I feel like she fits more into this role. So I just felt like she acted really well in here. I really bought her storyline, and then Josh Brolin too was just excellent in this film. Like I was also kind of on his side as a paranoid father. I was like, what the hell's going on? Like somebody solve this for me. Like that whole storyline with the characters and how they were moving forward really sold this movie. But yeah, it just was a really well shot film, and really the tonally speaking, the tension just kept me going. So it just stuck with me.
Nice.
Man, I was not high on this movie, so maybe I need to add it to like a rewatch list for me.
I wasn't either, Mikey. So
yeah,
but I mean, I still gave it 3.5 stars, I think, but it was I just wanted a little more out of it. I think I don't know. Or maybe because we saw Turtles 2 the day before. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe I was like, why aren't they eating pizza? So nice.
That's all they need.
Let's go to our number 2 picks now, guys. Starting with me, my number 2 pick is Lilo and Stitch.
He is your responsibility. Got it.
We promise.
Yeah.
Get down from there.
Look like an angel.
No. Control him. Hey, what are you doing?
Talk like an angel.
No. Dogs on the table.
You sure that's a dog?
Yeah.
Rough.
It's released on May 23rd, 2025, directed by Dean Fletcher Camp, starring Sydney Elizabeth Agudong and Maya Keoloa. I'm a big fan of the animated movie, and this one really just hit all the boxes, man. I loved it. It's a great movie. I saw it 3 times. I think it's the only movie I saw 3 times, actually. So I saw it twice in theaters, once at home here. And something about that fucking Stitch, man. He's just adorable.
He's so cute.
I think what really worked too was the cast around him. Like the girl, the little girl played by Maya Keoloa was really good. I think she did a great job as Lilo. I thought it was perfect. I thought there was a lot of like good laughs with it. I thought there was a lot of good heart in the entire film. I teared up even in this movie a couple times. God, I'm just a big old teddy bear. So, and I think maybe first time we saw it with my niece was there, Leilani too. So she got concerned a few times, and maybe that added to it. And then just watching it, it's a great movie. I think it's a great it's like the only family film on my list too, by the way, that you could probably watch with a kid. And it's just one of those feel good movies. And like I said, I saw it 3 times for God's sake. So obviously it stuck with me, and I think that is why it is my number 2 pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the better live action movies that they've done. They've converted, so it's definitely a good one.
Yeah, my only critique is that there wasn't enough Elvis. There needed to be more Elvis.
Okay.
Really good choice, James. Right on.
Yeah,
thanks, Mikey. What's your number 2 pick?
My number 2 pick is One Battle After Another.
So you don't accidentally detonate your charge.
Don't stop. I want you to create a show. This is an announcement of revolution. The message is clear.
I'll be seeing you very soon.
Not if I see you first.
So we already talked about this one a little earlier. I kind of echo everything that was said. I think this one just keeps you on your toes. If you've never seen it before and you're watching it for the first time, you're not really sure what's going to happen. The characters are all a little odd. So I think that also helps with the kind of puzzling thing that's going to happen next. But it has a really good blend of like just funny moments to high tension moments. And they keep them in a perfect mixture between the two. So you're always kind of almost like a roller coaster of events that's happening during the movie. So it just kind of kept me on my toes, and I really appreciated it. And again, I didn't really know what to expect with this one too much, so it kind of worked out a little bit better. I like when I go in blind or semi-blind, where you don't really know everything's going to happen. So that works out too.
Oh yeah, PTA with awkward characters is like peanut butter and jelly, right? just goes together, man. So great pick, dude.
Awesome pick, Mikey.
Bill, what's your number 2 pick?
My number 2 pick is Sinners. Again, we talked about this already, but I think one of the biggest things for me too is just how well Ryan Coogler did the twins scenes with Michael B. Jordan and how seamless that was.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was just you couldn't tell. You could if you didn't know better, it could just be 2 different people in this film. And then how it kind of progressed through. I like the ending and how we kind of jumped a little bit into the future and how those things played out. Like it was a really solid story from A to B, and I think that the way that everything came together, we kind of already talked about, but just the fact that it was set into one place and a bunch of craziness happens and it's a period piece and you don't expect a lot of this to transition to be from one genre to essentially another. It was just a very good way of putting it on the screen. And I don't know, it just really was a unique film again that stood out for me. I thought it was great. So
yeah, great movie, man.
Hard agree, Nabil. Hard agree.
Marco, what's your number 2?
My number 2 pick is Predator: Badlands.
Welcome to the most dangerous planet in the universe, where everything is trying to kill you.
I need a hand.
Man, I've been waiting years for another really good Predator movie, and this one, again, hit it out of the park. Really great experience, and it was one that I could take my son to go see, who is a fan of the Predator franchise, and he really enjoyed it as well, too. I think that experience is really great for him. Actually seeing, it's his first one he ever saw in theaters, and I think that really elevated the experience for me. But you think the movie being rated PG-13 would actually lower its standards, and it didn't. It actually really added even a little bit more to the movie. It's still, a little violent, of course. It takes place on an alien planet, so it's, to your discretion. But overall, the story was great. The characters were portrayed really well. Elle Fanning did great, pretty much with, being decapitated, most of them, not decapitated, but, sliced in half throughout the whole movie. And the guy who played the Predator, Demetrius Schuster Kolomatangi, great job as, playing Dak. Overall, just such a fun experience in the movie theater. I think I saw it twice in theaters. Definitely recommend. So that's why it's on my list.
Yeah, unexpectedly, really, really solid one. Because I remember like a lot of the trailers, I was like, I don't know, because it didn't look the greatest. But then we saw it, I was like, oh, that's pretty good. So solid sci-fi one, and that's really good that you and Zan really like that together, man. All right, so now we're gonna hit to our honorable mentions. It's 3 mentions of three movies, obviously, and basically these weren't the ones that didn't quite make the list, but we still want to mention them. Almost could have, I guess. So we'll start with you, Mikey. What are your 3 honorable mentions?
My first honorable mention is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. And it was already brought up here today, and I kind of echo a lot of stuff that was said, but I feel like I just liked the previous installments or some of the previous installments better than this one. And I wanted a little bit more. I liked what they gave us. It was enjoyable. I liked the stunts that they're always great in these movies, but the previous ones were a little better. And I just wanted a little bit more to kind of end things off, but it was good. Just not good enough to make the list, I guess. Honorable mention number 2 is Avatar: Fire and Ash. This is an experience, right? All the Avatars are an experience. Definitely worth watching in a theater. I will definitely buy it in 4K and watch it because if it's anything like the other 2, they're going to be flawless on my TV as well. But I didn't like it as much as I liked the previous 2. It's kind of similar, I guess, to Mission Impossible here. And I did think the story was a little lacking compared to just the other 2 as well. So it's there, it's up there. It almost made the list, but just couldn't justify over some of the other picks here. And lastly, I put Companion, which was just a really fun movie to me. It was a really interesting horror movie, had a different take on things, and robots are the wave of the future, right? So it kind of brought that in and just had a fun time making a horror movie that's a little different than some of the others. And I just have a fun time watching those. I've seen a bunch of times streaming, so it's good, but it doesn't bring as much as some of the other picks that I have on the list. So Just kind of put it in honorable
I
mentions.
really like Companion, by the way.
Yeah.
I almost made a list.
Yeah.
We saw that early, actually. It was a day right before my dad had a really major surgery. So, like, that one sticks with me a lot. And then that ending credit song, Emotion by Samantha Song, featuring the Bee Gees, is, like, perfect. Just great little horror film. And if you don't even know what it's about, don't watch any trailers, because I think it would hit a little bit harder.
Don't watch the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I went in blind. Yeah. Very, very interesting plot. I liked it.
Yeah. Good, nice little, nice honorable mentions there. Nabil, what are your 3 honorable mentions?
My first honorable mention was Thunderbolts. I thought it was a good kind of return to form for Marvel. It didn't do too well in the box office, unfortunately. It had a very darker tone, which I actually enjoyed. And I liked the crew. They all didn't if you didn't see the promotions after the film came out, they essentially were introducing them as the new Avengers. So it was just really a fun take. James, like, you fucking
spoiler, I guess, but
it was all over the advertisements after the fact.
Yeah. The theater spoiled it too.
Right. But I think that it didn't quite make my list in comparison to like Superman, which was the lower end of my list anyway. So I think it was a good film. I think it's a step in the right direction for Marvel, but it just wasn't good enough for me to feel like it compared to Superman as good of a film.
Superman. Yep.
Really good choice, Nabil. I really enjoyed that one.
My second honorable mention is probably one you guys haven't seen. It's a documentary called The Perfect Neighbor. Generally speaking, it's basically it's police body cam footage of a shooting that happened in Florida, and it was just a really different story for me. It was something that there was a disagreement between these neighbors, and you kind of see it unfold over a period of a few months, and then unfortunately it has a dark turn where something does happen and somebody unfortunately dies. But the way the story is told seems very unique. It was something where you're just hearing the context clues from the different police officers having the conversations with the neighbors, and then what the neighbors are being reporting on each other until it leads up to what it leads up to, and it's very emotional. So there were obviously some other films that I preferred, but I thought it was a unique take, and I did consider it and bringing it in at the bottom half of my top 10. So.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that one. So
yeah, me neither.
Sames.
Yeah, that's your Nabil pick.
That's a Nabil pick right there. Yeah. And then my last honorable mention was Predator: Killer of Killers. I really thought about putting this on the list too. This is just a good kind of vignette of 3 separate stories that all come together. But what's really cool about it is just the animation style, how it was visually shown, the different periods that they put in. They were able to kind of match the animation to those periods, and then how it all comes together at the end was not quite exactly how you expected it to be. And there's a little spoiler at the end too about some other Easter egg thing that might happen. I don't know. It looks like though that hopefully they're going to continue the series, but it was a really cool animation story. It was a awesome way of animating the film. I think the style was unique, but the story itself too, each individual characters to follow through was also pretty cool. And they managed to kind of weave in the predators in a way that kind of enhances the lore there. It almost reminds me a little bit of what's that from Prey, the one before Badlands, but just animated, and obviously shorter. So it was a great series. It just, again, with the list that I had, it didn't stick with me as much, but I did enjoy watching it and considered it for my top 10. So.
I agree with that one. That almost made my list. I rated it pretty highly too at the time, but it didn't stick with me as much down the line. Kind of like going back through my list. That's what it almost made it, but I was like, but I got you. Marco, what are your 3 honorable mentions?
So my first honorable mention is Freaky Tales.
Okay.
And it's funny because this one's almost kind of like an anthology too, like Predator Killers. There's no Predator there, but it's a fictional story taking place in Oakland, California, and I'm from Oakland, so I gotta give some love to the town. But it's an interesting story that's split up into 3 different perspectives of what happens one night after a Warriors game, and the fact that it leads to a crime that takes place and how each party is involved. And that's pretty much all I can say really without spoiling anything, because I didn't see the trailer and I don't know what it reveals or what it doesn't. But I like the connectivity of each story and how, again, it converges at the end. If you're able to pull that off in a movie, you pretty much caught my attention and you get my praise. It has Pedro Pascal in it, Jay Ellis, and Normani, and I think they all do a really good job with the portrayal of their characters. Just didn't really make my list. I wanted to put it on there, but there were other films that I wanted to put ahead of it. But it's really, really interesting movie, and if you want to check it out, it is on HBO Max.
That's a unique. We saw that in theaters, and I will say it was a little too slow for me. I think
the payoff at the end is great, though.
Yeah, the payoff is cool, but leading up to it, there's a few stories that I didn't like compared to the main story. I think so. I think that's what got to me.
That makes sense. My second honorable mention is The Long Walk, and I know we all talked about this one on here, but. Yeah, I agree with what's said. I think it's interesting that it's just this event where people are walking. They're supposed to, survive this ordeal. And it's tragic because you get to see these people, merge together and form alliances, form relationships and friendships. And just like what these guys said, it really has heart in it, but that slow burn that Mikey was talking about is kind of what brought it down for me, really. It really does take a while for it to kind of get to the meat of the story. You're kind of just, wondering, like, what is this leading up to? Still, though, a good movie that I would recommend and would definitely watch again. Just didn't really, hold enough for me to add it onto my top 10 list. And my last honorable mention is The Ballerina, or how it was marketed from the world of John Wick, Ballerina. I know a lot of people didn't really like this movie. I know it was kind of split, but I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was fun. And during our review of it, I mentioned it that it was kind of cool just to see a normal agent kind of go through these types of situations that John Wick would go through and see how they handled it. And I like that. It reminded me a lot of like video game side quests where you play like a side character and see the story from their perspective and from a different angle of it. And I think Ana de Armas really pulled it off. I think she was, excellent as the ballerina, and it really did help with the world building of John Wick, and it was entertaining, but wasn't strong enough for it to make my top 10 list.
Yeah, I notoriously did not like that one. I remember.
Oh, I know.
I fell asleep for like 15 minutes. Still have not gone back. And I know it's on Stars now. I just don't want to go back, guys. So.
She wasn't as cool as she was in Bond, when she did No Time to Die. Like when I saw it, I was expecting her to be cool, and I saw that I was like, it's the style, the execution wasn't there comparatively.
She was struggling.
I think it was like coming out the John Wick films too. It's just like I don't know. For me, it was like a downgrade. That's why too. Yeah. So I mean, it bombed too.
And it's also like John Wick 5, or I think it was 5 that just came out like the year before, right, or something like that.
All right.
So it's like you're on the high of John Wick, and then you're starting all over again. You're like,
and then they brought in John Wick, so then it's like it takes away from her. So it's like, okay,
yeah, we did a review on it. So if you want to hear our thoughts on it, check out our review about Ballerina.
It's still a good movie. I still enjoy it.
Yeah, I still enjoy it.
It's still an action film. If you're looking for it probably scratch the itch for a lot of people, honestly. Yeah. So, my 3 honorable mentions. My first one is The Naked Gun. Obviously, you probably thought this would be higher up, but I don't know. For me, these other films just kind of resonated with me more. This was a great theater experience seeing it with Mikey and John. So I've seen it twice and I think it's hilarious. So this is definitely one of those films parody wise that I think it's up there. Just didn't quite make the cut, but it's close. Don't get me wrong. So, my second one was One Battle After Another. I really still enjoyed this movie quite a bit, but I think, like I said, all the other ones just slightly above. So it was kind of hard to make these honorable mentions because it was like these could, and any other day these maybe could have made my number 9 or 10, so that's how I kind of look at it. And then my last honorable mention is Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. I'd put it on.
Hey, put it on
because it did come out this year.
I knew it.
I thought it was him. I thought it was still a good movie. This was released, this is the definitive version of seeing Kill Bill, but I didn't put it on because theoretically I was like, it's an older film, even though it was released for this version in this year. I didn't think it was fair for me to put it on my list. Honestly, that's why it's there. But if it was like something eligible for it, it probably would honestly be my number 1 almost. So, but
yeah, that one's definitely up there for me too.
Yeah, but that's why I made it my honorable mention. Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. Great theater experience. It was epic, super long. And as you could go back 2 or 3 episodes, we reviewed it. So great version of the movie. Like I said, definitive version of that film.
I mean, I'd go to the theater again and see it for sure.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to get released on 4K apparently.
No hezzy.
We shall see. Let's move on now, guys. We made it now to our number one picks of the year. We're going to start off with you, Nabil. What's your number one film of 2025?
My number one pick was Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
Great pick.
It was a surprisingly good film for me. I don't know if it was because of the way I had to watch the movie or
scared for your life.
Yeah, scared for my life that added to it.
That amps it up sometimes, right? A little bit.
The story itself, Oscar Isaac. I'm a sucker for Oscar Isaac, of course. James has talked about him a lot too. Jacob Elordi was a great Frankenstein. It was just such a surprise at how well it was for the period, for the story. I connected with everything that was going with a father and son tale. I liked the visuals. I mean, like we already mentioned, Guillermo del Toro's style. He really has just found himself in this, or people are willing to let him spend the money to make the vision he wants because it's coming up on screen and I'm enjoying it. And this film, I like, if he doesn't at the very least get nominated, but certainly should win Best Director for this film because I don't know. I haven't seen all the films, obviously, but I would say for this, just like visually speaking, it's just so well crafted how he breaks up the film into these different parts, and they find a way to have their own little set pieces for the story up until how they connect at the end. Like all that just works so well, and it's such a beautiful film. My wife still hasn't seen it. She didn't make it with me into theater because she didn't want to die. So
makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, I get you.
So I have to find time to watch it with her at home. But I've told her like we're gonna watch it again and have her see what her experience is for the first time. But gosh, if it's not like just, it's still 6 of me. It definitely was my favorite film of this year.
Great pick, man. Like we talked about, is I don't know. Maybe it's because we saw it in theaters, but maybe it's also it's just that style. And it's a story. It's very touching. Like I said, there's moments in this that are surprising that it would kind of resonate with you. You know, it's a movie about a guy creating a monster, right? Theoretically,
right.
But,
and for some reason, you feel for him. You're like the whole time. You're like, it's not your fault, bro.
Even just the way that when the monster is alive and he's just the only thing he can say is, I won't. You can say one word, but and then the Mia Goth's character is like, it means everything to him. It's like, oh, he gives goosebumps now.
Right,
just thinking of that. I know. I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, oh.
I'll watch it. Damn it. I'll watch it. Relax.
I thought you saw this, man. I can't believe you didn't catch it.
This is a great.
No, I've been wanting to, but everyone was talking. It's one of those things where everybody talks about it and it's overhyped, and it's just like, all right, I'll watch. I'll get to it, and then life happens.
Okay, Marco, what is your number one film of 2025?
My number one film is Sinners.
We've been gone a long time. We back now. You twins? Nah, we cousins.
There are legends of people with the gift of making music so true. It can conjure spirits from the past and the future. This gift can bring fame and fortune.
Will somebody take me in your eyes?
But it also can pierce the veil between life and death.
And it's already been brought up, but this movie's fucking fantastic, dude. I went through this list over and over again, and this movie just still kept coming as number one. And, Michael B. Jordan kills it. I mean, he plays two characters, and he pulls it off so well. Like Nabil says, the way their interactions are on screen is great. Me, Mikey, and James saw the special 70 millimeter IMAX screening, and it was just well freaking worth it. It looked beautiful, beautifully shot, man. Ryan Coogler did a great job. He actually even asked Christopher Nolan for some tips on how to, handle the IMAX, and it shows that he took those tips to heart because the movie looks just fucking great. An original story. Obviously, it's inspired by other works, but it just shows that you can still make these original stories that will stay memorable, that don't have to be part of a franchise, that don't have to be part of a an IP in order to make money. Like this movie is freaking money. It's just incredible, and for that reason, it's my number one pick.
Definitely, yeah. It's all on our list, and great movie. It's one of those things that I think It's great to see like original IP. You know, it's not based on, like, as you guys can probably tell, I didn't have any superhero stuff on mine, so it was really nice to see a lot of good original IP movies this year. Now it's on to me. Actually, my number one pick was Minecraft the movie. Nah, I'm kidding. My number one pick.
It could be.
Actually, a pretty decent movie, though.
Yeah, I actually had fun. No, my number one pick was Warfare.
Redman 08 is profane. We're seeing activity converging to your north and south.
This is Frogman 6 Romeo. We need evac at our last known position.
We have severely wounded. Who's the severely wounded? It's not you. It's me. Who is it? No, it's not you. No, it's it.
Copy one. We're in contact too. You coming to you or you coming to us?
So this one really resonated with me. I saw it twice, and like I said, good thing I have a really good sound system, Bill, because rewatching this one, I watched it with my mom and dad. Actually, my dad actually has been in, I don't know how intense, but he has been in war, and it actually kind of made him, I don't know, kind of messed him up a little bit, I think, honestly, watching it. And just seeing that, I was like, man, like, are you cool with watching this? And it kind of shows you how realistic this movie really portrays itself, honestly, and that kind of affected me. And I think it's one of those movies that unexpectedly, I really connected to it in a way. Like Mark said, I've played video games, but just seeing it and just seeing that it's people defending their land, and it's people that are like, you never actually see anybody get killed on the other side if you don't notice that in the movie.
All right.
It's one of those things. There's a lot of little subtle things, and it's just the precision of the Navy SEALs and the brotherhood that they have, just kind of looking out for each other to make sure, like, hey, like, we're in this shitty situation, let's get out of this, you know? I think it's so well done. It's one of the best versions of something I've seen like that. It reminded me really of a lot of, like, almost like a Full Metal Jacket, if that makes sense. Just kind of the way that this, like, war is hell, you know? And I thought it was fantastic. There are so many.
It made you want to reach in and get those people out of that situation.
Yeah, like, like, what can I do to help? I'm just standing around watching you guys, you know? And fantastic movie, man. It's one of those movies I'm probably going to continue to watch. And, well, I mean, I bought it too on top of that. So on top of that, it looks great at home too, as a home release too. So that is my number one film of 2025.
Good pick.
Good pick, yeah.
Mikey, what is your number one film of 2025?
To wrap things up, my number one film was also Sinners.
You know I waited for you.
Shit, well, I don't know how in the hell you gonna do that.
Because you told me you loved me.
Yeah, well, I told you to stay the fuck away from me too, but I guess you didn't hear that part, huh?
I heard you. I heard you loud and clear, but then you stuck your tongue in my coos and fucked me so hard, I figured you changed your mind.
Keep your voice down now.
I can't really say too much more than what everybody else has said here. I mean, visually, this movie is fantastic. It looks great. The story, it's nice. Like, it just goes over everything here. I like that there are small details in this movie. I've watched it like 4 or 5 times already here. So, but every time I watch it, there are these small details that I did not realize from beforehand. The colors of their outfits, of the twins' outfits, all have meaning towards like what they did in Chicago and stuff. So there's like small things. Every time I watch, I'm seeing something new. We already talked about Michael B. Jordan like pulling double duty and nailing it. I mean, he even like at one scene passes himself a cigarette. Crazy. I mean, they just did some cool stuff with this film. The music was good, and I know it's in the trailer, so I guess I can talk about it here. But there, in the version we saw in the theater here, there's a scene where it expands for the IMAX 70 millimeter, and it's when they throw a Molotov cocktail, and it's perfectly timed to extend it out when it blows up, and it's just like a really cool moment that you could only see in the theaters, and it was perfectly done. It was really well placed, and I will always remember that scene just because of that. Like, it gets crazy after that. So
yeah,
I mean, it's like a good moment.
Prepare for battle scene kind of thing. Like, oh shit, this is cool. So
just a really good all around movie. It's one of my favorites this year, obviously. So
great pick, dude.
Awesome, Mikey. Love it.
I feel like that's going to be on a lot of people's number one as well. So yeah, that was 2025. What did you guys think overall though with 2025? I'll leave it open for you guys. Like, how'd you like it overall with film? Any home releases that also stood out maybe for you guys?
I think for me, this film was this year of film was mostly solid theater experiences more so than anything, and also very well done, emotionally hitting films. I felt like I just connected more with a lot more movies that I did see emotionally, and part of that was just because of the theater experience.
Yeah, there was a lot of great theater experiences this year, and I agree.
No, I felt like there were a lot of really good movies this year for some reason. I don't know why it feels like that, but it just does for me. It was not difficult to pick out my list, but it's probably because I just knew which movies I wanted, and even going down like a list of seeing what other movies came out, I was like, oh man, there's just so many that I wanted to see that I didn't, and it just comes to show just how strong this year was for movies, at least in my opinion.
Yeah,
No,
I feel it was a really
agree.
strong year. Yeah, I agree with what you guys are saying. Like, there was a ton of movies that, like, when I was making my quote unquote short list, it wasn't very short. It was very long, actually. And I had to kind of go through and see, like, what did I like visually? What did I like? What did I connect with? And, you know, those kind of things. I had to, like, actually think about putting a list together when normally I have, like, a short list of, like, 15, 20, and it was, like, doubled at this time. There was just a lot of good movies that could have replaced other things on this list if I had, you know, made this list at a different time. Like, next month might be a little different. And I feel like it was just really strong. And I feel like a lot of these movies, I mean, a bunch of these movies are streaming. Like, they're from streaming services. Like, there was, I think, 3 or 4 of them that were from, like, Netflix, you know, original movies that are just coming out from them. And you don't really see that on past years, at least in my opinion. You see it every once in a while. But there was a lot of actual, like, streaming services that made movies that are really good. And shows that maybe movies are changing a little bit. Hopefully this is what's going to happen in the future. But yeah, this year was great in movies, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. And like home release wise, there was a lot of good catalog movies this year. Like Tombstone came out on 4K. The Tron movies came out on 4K. All really great watches at home, honestly. Even those, I just saw Master and Commander recently on 4K, and I thought was absolutely amazing. So, I mean, I like the steady stream of what we've been getting lately too. I hope it, like Mikey's saying, I hope it continues. So, you know, there are some movies that we didn't miss, obviously. So don't shoot us down if we didn't see them. I know there's a lot of great independent films and foreign films that have come out. Just it's limited to where we live. But honestly, with the Oscars coming up, as you know, we watch pretty much all the Oscar films coming up. So in the next 2-3 months, we'll probably be catching up on those. Any big ones that you guys wanted to see that you did not catch this year, for the most part?
It was mentioned at the top, I think, but one film that I've been wanting to see and I just missed the limited theater release was The Secret Agent. That one just seems so interesting to me, and
it's on a lot of people's top list too.
It looks like such a unique little film, and I had heard about it before, but wasn't so sure. But then they finally had a trailer out, and it got me interested. And then it actually did release over here at a small theater for a couple of weeks, but I just couldn't make the times because they were just like one time. So.
I mean, it'll probably be streaming eventually.
Yeah, it'll be streaming eventually. I think I already see it on Apple showing a pre-order, so it'll be there soon enough. But yeah, that one,
I did the same thing.
Yeah. That one specifically is one that I'm interested in catching.
I'd say it's Frankenstein for me, obviously, and Magazine Dreams.
Magazine Dreams, solid one too. Hamnet, I wanted to see that. I didn't catch Jay Kelly. I wanted to see Jay Kelly.
That one was good too.
House of Dynamite obviously is one of them that I wanted to catch. Legend of Ochi, Die My Love, I want to check out too.
Die My Love looks very interesting.
Yeah, it's on Booby, which also. I can do like a 7-day trial.
Trailer.
Yeah, him's streaming now too, Marco. Me and Mikey saw that one. Just temper your expectations on that one. So, and then like Mikey said, Eden was pretty good. I want to catch that one too. So, just like little ones. So, but there's a few like Sentimental. That one, Sentimental one is supposed to be good too. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I heard it's really good too. So there's a few, but I mean, I'm assuming those are all going to be on.
We'll have a very large Oscar list to get through.
It'll be these indie ones, but a lot of them came out a while ago, so they should be close to streaming time for us to watch. Yep. So, and honestly, those might be, you know, there's always those ones where there's a mix where like, hey, I can't even see this before, but we'll try our hardest to get through them. So. Last thing I do want to ask you guys, what is your most anticipated film of 2026? There are some absolute bangers coming out this coming year. Nabil, start with you. What's your most anticipated film of 2026?
My number one anticipated film? I'd say The Odyssey. it's probably a lot of people's list, but that film just, I don't know what to expect from it, but it already looks dope just seeing the trailer, the little teaser that we had. But it's
the 5-minute preview thing was so good.
I missed that. I wish I got a chance to see
Good
that.
God. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you right, mine's Odyssey as well. Honestly, I can't wait until that. I think that's going to be amazing. So, Marco, what about you?
The Odyssey.
Yeah.
Dude, it's that 5-minute trailer, bro. It got me hooked.
Yeah. Mikey?
You know, I knew everybody was going to pick the Odyssey, so I went out of my way to find something different. And I'm going to pick Werewolf by Robert Eggers later on. I'm kind of excited about that one.
Too, yeah.
I don't know what it's about. I haven't seen anything about it, but if he does Nosferatu like that, I'm willing to wait and see what he does with Werewolf. So,
all right, that wraps up episode 215 of the Movie Pals podcast. Marco, let everyone know how they can keep up with us.
You can find us on every major podcast platform, so follow and listen wherever you like. For links to all our socials and more, head over to linktree/moviepalspod. That's linktr.ee/moviepalspod. And don't forget to smash the subscribe button so you never miss an episode for this top 10 or the next.
And check us out on TikTok at Movie Pals Pod for sneak peeks, quick takes, and behind the scene clips. Also, a reminder to check out our Discord community for all you film fans. Share your hot takes, ask questions, and hang out with us and fellow listeners. The invite is in our link tree.
And stay tuned for our next podcast, episode 216, where we will be reviewing our first new film of 2026, 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
Thank you for listening. This is the Movie Pals signing out.